I love the ocean, just the fresh air, just the outdoor work, and I suppose if you love the ocean, I suppose you end up becoming a fisherman.
The rock lobster industry is a sustainable, renewable resource. It's not a finite quantity of anything that you can dig out of the ground and it's gone. It's clean, it's green, it's renewable.
The Northern Zone and Southern Zone rock lobster industry is worth about $280 million to our state. It's critically important to the state's economy and also vitally important for those regional communities.
They're basically split at the Murray mouth, and the Southern Zone running down to the Victorian border and the Northern Zone across to WA. The Northern Zone are doing longer days or week trips.
So you have to travel long distances. We don't set back in the same area too often. We move around. There's a lot of sand in between bottom, in between reefy areas.
We actually spatially manage our fishery just by the way we fish on a daily basis. If we visit one area, we won't go back there for the next couple of years just to make sure that that fish stock's going to be there into the future.
The Southern Zone's a day trip fishery. Fishers are generally out early in the morning, in the afternoon.
Between 4 and 5 leave. Depends how far out. Sometimes we fish a long way out towards the shelf, so you've got a long day, get back at 6 or 7 o'clock at night. But if you're fishing, 10, 20 miles off, you're usually back 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we do that every day.
We've all got a certain amount of pots, and we have rope tied to it with floats that sit on the top of the ocean, and we just go along, and when we see a bit of bottom that we think a lobster might be living under, we just drop the pot and then it just sits on the bottom. We think, at times that we've got them worked out, and some days we'll go out there and catch quite a few, and then 2 days later, we'll go out there and catch, not many at all. So it's a hard thing to work out what they actually do.
When they're feeding, they're like ants. They're in and out all the time. We don't have so-called traps. They're a device where they're in and out all the time.
You only bring in the best of the fish, and you look after them. They're really well looked after. The undersize are returned to the water straight away, and if there's any spawning crows, the same thing happens there. We bring them in alive, and we sell them to the buyers on the beach every day. They take them back, put them in tanks, and then they're exported mainly to China.
We have an electronic scale system which is linked into the computers at PIRSA, and so we weigh the fish every day, and the numbers have to also be tallied so they can be checked by compliance officers if they feel that there's a need to. We verify everything we do. We're a very, very highly regulated fishery.
And the good thing for the economy is it's all new money brought into the country. We export all our crows and bring all that money back into the country.
I'm amazed at how much monitoring goes on. PIRSA Fisheries, Fishwatch, SARDI with their data collection.
You can't be a fisherman without having respect for the ocean and obviously the environment we work in, because that's what we make our living from.
We have a very sustainable fishing industry at the moment with a lot of research that is paid by the fishermen for the fishermen.
We've had studies done on the impact that our pots have on the environment, on the bottom and everything, and it's passed with flying colours. And we only fish, well, you're allowed to fish up to 8 months at this stage, but we're all on quotas, and once you catch your quota, you're out.
Most of us are finished by 4 months, 4 or 5 months, a majority of us, and it's closed for the rest of the year. In the winter down at the southern point of Australia, if you've seen the sea before, it gets quite wild at times, and fishers wouldn't fish that weather anyway. You can't even get out of the port at certain times.
Our Southern Ocean looks after herself. She dictates when you can fish and when you can't.
It's a great resource that we have. It's a lifestyle. It truly is a lifestyle.
It's a great industry, there's the people in it are great people, it's just something that I'm very proud to be involved with.